As someone who enjoys watching UFC from time to time, to me, EA's UFC 4 is a solid take on the sport. I remember when the first game for the Sega Dreamcast came out, I could have never imagined how games based on the UFC would have progressed. I have had a chance to use up my 10 hours trial on the EA access, and I will say that I've had a great time playing UFC 4, but there are a few things that I hope EA works on for the next installment when it is eventually released. So knuckle up and continue watching the video to see 5 things I actually hate about UFC 4.
Things we hate in cyberhood. Number 1.
To me, knocking fighters out in all UFC games has been something that I've always been passionate about. I personally don't care about making you submit or going to the judges. Getting a clean knockout is where the fun is at for me. In UFC 4, I don't know if it's just me, but I do feel as if the knockout animation is rather flat and doesn't feel as impactful as previous entries. I used to remember feeling some sense of great satisfaction watching over-the-top animations of fighters getting knocked out on the previous games, but here it just feels as if fighters just drop flat without any emotions or showing any real level of pain inflicted, and therefore I hardly watch the replays after knocking someone out.
Number 2.
One of the frustrating things that I've personally found during my experience with UFC 4 is how quickly your opponent can recover from getting their head kicked in, and also how long it actually takes for you to knock someone out. There's been multiple times that I've been striking my opponent to the floor and they instantly jump back up and with full stamina attacking me as if nothing just happened. At times it does feel as if I'm playing a game of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat with how fast they do recover. Playing online is where this also feels even more annoying, as fighters can just spam the jab button and as soon as they rise to their feet they turn the fight around instantly. Even if their stamina is blinking, they're still attacking you as if they're not actually dazed, which is crazy. On top of this, another thing that I also do find weird is that after a few good strikes to the head with my feet or fists, the opponent takes a while to actually get knocked out. I'm not saying that the opponent should go down with just one hit, but I don't think it should take me 10 knockdowns before I am actually crowned winner.
We've seen some real good ground and pound fighters. This young man.
Number 3.
Okay, so granted, the submission system has probably been the aspect that EA have struggled with the most in their UFC games. With UFC 4, EA have changed things up radically, and to be fair, I personally feel that they have made the submission system more accessible, but with that being said, I'm still not a fan of the groundwork. Whilst it doesn't feel as complex as I found in UFC 3, it still has an aspect of the game that I actually do not really enjoy experiencing. It even gets to the point where I find myself playing the stand and bang mode where there is no grappling or submissions involved. Now obviously I'm not sitting there saying that they should remove submissions from the game because that is part of the whole UFC sport, but I personally feel the way they have implemented it into the game kind of detracts from the gameplay for me and just becomes a thing where I'm either stuck on the ground not knowing how to get up for 10 minutes or trying to squeeze somebody's neck without any major success.
Number 4.
In UFC 4, EA has rated all of the fighters with a star-based system. In theory, this works very well. It makes it very easy to get a basic idea of how good a fighter is. The problem is, each fighter is very unique and many variables make a fighter a good fighter. So for example, Tony Ferguson and Francis Ngannou are rated at 4.5 stars, but they are 2 different weight classes and play completely different from each other. The rating systems is one area that I personally feel EA need to properly nerd out with. I guess some might not see this as very important in terms of the area to focus on, but for me it would then make for some more of an exciting and interesting matchup for some of the fighters if the rating system was a little bit more advanced and had a little bit more thought behind it.
Number 5.
been following the channel for a few years, you will know how much of a fan I am of the Fight Night series and have actually made a couple of videos demanding EA to drop a brand new Fight Night game. They've obviously moved on and focused on the UFC genre in terms of combat sport and pretty much left the boxing genre to one side. Don't get it twisted, UFC 4 is a fantastic MMA game, but for some weird reason, EA decided to actually add Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury as pre-order bonuses. I get it, obviously these are two massive names in the world of combat sport, but this goes to show that we do need a new boxing game, not just filling the void by throwing them in UFC 4. But I don't think that this should be the alternative move for a new Fight Night game. Just give us a boxing game and keep the two sports separate. Overall, as someone whose passion for UFC games has dropped over the years, I'll be honest, this game really impressed me. I would go as far to say that UFC 4 is more accessible than previous entries in the franchise. I've only played a 10-hour trial on EA Access, but that time flew by pretty quickly with the amount of fun that I was experiencing. I really enjoyed the career mode and really love the arcade style of the gameplay where the combat does feel pretty fluid for the most part. Like most video games, it isn't perfect with the controls, which can be demanding at times, and for me the visuals and character animations are a little bit tame in my opinion, but this is definitely still a great game that fans of the series will see a positive improvement on the previous entries and something I believe is worth adding to your collection. Anyway peeps, do let me know your thoughts of UFC 4 in the comments below if you've had an opportunity to play the game yet, and definitely let me know what you think about some of my negative critiques. As always, these are my personal opinions, so I do know that some gamers may differ from my personal point of view, but I am looking forward to having a dialogue with you in the comments below. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. And until next video, we definitely say peace out, peeps.
Oh, look at him jumping in.
He's out. That was nasty.
Hit that like and subscribe button for more dope Cyberhood videos.